Okay. So I just watched this movie and I hated it. Okay. So if you want to watch this movie and you don't want to be influenced by my opinion, go ahead and watch it and then come back to this. Jennifer Lopez, I don't know your middle name. One day you will eventually have to pay for your sins. So let me start by saying her first sin is that she named her production company New Yorican, as though she's the only New Yorican that exists. Her next crime, you see this hair? You see how she's trying to do like this, like wet look? Bitch, you're not Jessica Alba. You're trying to give Jessica Alba and you're not her. And it's pissing me off. Two, so this movie heavily features AI and AI characters, if you will. So the two most prominent AI characters are a character called, let me look up the name. Sorry. My God, I'm having so much trouble with this video. J-Lo, you will not silence me. So the two most prominent AI characters in this movie are a character called Casca, which is in the appearance of a darker skinned, in my opinion, black man, and Harlan, which is played by Simu Liu, who is obviously of Asian descent. I'm saying obviously because most people probably know who that is. So you've got two AI characters. These are two AI characters who have gone wrong, gone bad, are trying to harm humanity, and it's two men of color. Excuse me, what? Then, so the Casca character, the scene that you're introduced to him in, he kills a whole bunch of like these rangers. They're like military, so he kills a whole bunch of these rangers, military personnel, whatever you want to call them, in his first scene. So even though he's not a human, he's AI, him doing that in a scene is reinforcing that black men are violent. Then he ends up getting captured. And so J-Lo's character, Atlas, which I didn't even know that Atlas was the title character. I thought Atlas was going to be like the name of a spaceship or something. So of course J-Lo produces this movie because she gets to be the title character. Whatever, girl. So she gets brought in to question him, and what you're looking at, she's questioning, is just a head, like that was inside of a case. And again, I know it's not a human being, but what I'm telling you is my reaction as a black viewer watching this is her talking to a disembodied head. Like I didn't enjoy that. I didn't like that. I didn't care for that. Then the character played by Sterling K. Brown is Colonel Elias Banks. So Colonel Elias Banks, J-Lo's character Atlas, gets brought onto the mission that he's on, which is that they're going to go find Harlan, which is Simu Liu's character, AI, find him and bring him back alive. Colonel Banks starts talking about Atlas and he starts saying, she's emotionally unstable. She failed her ranger exam 5 times, even though she's supposed to be highly intelligent. And to me, it was giving a very like sexist portrayal. Like, this woman is emotional. She's not intelligent. Da, 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 da. And that's your first scene seeing him. So your introduction to him is that he's sexist. Didn't care for that. Then, later on in the movie, when J-Lo's character Atlas goes to this other planet and she needs to escape so that she can capture Harlan and eventually come back to Earth, Sterling K. Brown's character, Colonel Banks, sacrifices himself and blows himself up and these other AI soldiers that Harlan has created. How many fucking movies are we going to watch where a black character sacrifices themselves so a white character can survive? Yes, J-Lo is a white Latina. Yes, I know Puerto Ricans have black ancestry. I know. But what I'm saying is, J-Lo was white. She's a white Latina. She is. So he sacrificed himself for a white character. I don't appreciate it. So then, again, this character, like if this character was portrayed by, I don't know, Sandra Bullock or some, I don't even know. Whoever the hot girl is right now. I don't know. What's her name? Scarlett Johansson, Jennifer Lawrence. Like there are so many people who could have portrayed this character. I would love to see Kerry Washington as this character. There are so many people that would have portrayed this character and it would have been much more feminist than what JLo did. This character, even though she's an analyst, she's supposed to be very intelligent. The character itself is not feminist at all. She's overly emotional in a lot of scenes. She's like screaming and doing all this when it's not necessary. She makes decisions based on fear and reluctance and emotion, which is supposed to be, kind of like the climax is that she finally gives in to sync with this AI. But overwhelmingly, the portrayal is not feminist. And as a feminist, I don't appreciate that. Then every single outfit that JLo wears in this movie is meant to emphasize her ass. Do you want to be taken seriously as an actress or not, JLo? Because doing that shows me that you don't. Like, you want people to look at your big ass when, girl, there are plenty of black women with bigger butts and nicer butts than you. Like, give me a break. So you don't want to be taken seriously as an actress. I don't understand why you're trying to produce this movie and act like you're something, like you're trying to make a statement or like you're trying to do something, because you're not. You're not. You are not about shit. There's no depth there. There is no there. What I will say is, if you watch this movie, you will be entertained. Like, I expected the movie to be so horrible that I was going to want to turn it off within the first 2 minutes. That wasn't the case. I watched, the whole movie, and, I have my critiques, but you are going to be entertained watching it, even though I do find AI terrifying. Hello, iRobot. Even the AI that my smartphone is trying to get me to use, I absolutely find it terrifying. Um, it does interest me. And I'm also, I think y'all know, I'm a horror girly. A lot of us that are girlies are also sci-fi girlies. So I'm a sci-fi girly. So science fiction movies are always going to be interesting to me for the most part. But this movie is not good. And someone else could have done a much better job as Atlas. And what I will say is, speaking of smartphones, there's a line in the movie where Lana Parrilla really got shafted because she's barely in this movie. And I was excited to see her, because I know her from Once Upon a Time, but she was barely in this and I was annoyed by that. But what was I gonna say? So there's a line in the movie about smartphones, and they were like, remember those? Also, they don't even tell you what year this is supposed to be. Obviously, it's the future, but we don't know what year it is. Um, and so they're like mocking smartphones. I'm very interested to know, what do they use in the place of smartphones? Because they have something called a Neuralink, which I believe is the chip that Elon created to sync up with your brain. I believe he called it Neuralink. So I guess that's what they're building on. So I don't know if like you can just use your Neuralink to call people and that's what you use and nobody has phones anymore. I guess that's what you're supposed to surmise because they didn't say it. But I wish that there had been a scene of somebody like using a Neuralink to call someone. There's a scene where Lana Parrilla's character is like doing like a conference call. And I guess she's using her Neuralink to do that, but there's no scene of somebody using a Neuralink in the way you would use a smartphone. But I guess we're supposed to surmise that that's what they use. But anyway, y'all watch the movie and let me know what you think. If you already watched it, let me know what you think. JLo, burn in hell. Honestly, truly.